Why are airplanes falling from the sky all over the world at the end of 2024? Global aviation tragedies, Halifax fire, South Korea's deadliest crash, and geopolitical turmoil in Kazakhstan. The video discusses multiple recent aviation disasters, particularly focusing on incidents in Canada and South Korea, as well as a severe incident involving an Azerbaijan Airlines plane allegedly shut down by Russian forces. The conversation features insights from Hassan Shahi, President and CEO of the Flight Safety Foundation, who provides analysis on these tragic events. The end of 2024 has been marred by a series of devastating aviation incidents across the globe, leaving many wondering, why are airplanes falling from the sky all over the world? Let's examine the recent events and their potential causes. A string of tragedies. Canada, Air Canada, Flight 2259. On December 28, 2024, Air Canada Flight 2259 experienced a dramatic landing at Halifax Stanfield International Airport. The plane's landing gear malfunctioned, causing the wing to scrape the runway and ignite a fire. Fortunately, all passengers were evacuated safely, with no life-threatening injuries reported. South Korea, deadliest crash in recent history. In a shocking turn of events, South Korea witnessed one of its worst aviation disasters. A plane carrying 181 people crashed, resulting in 179 fatalities. The aircraft reportedly landed at high speed without deploying its flaps or landing gear, leading to speculation about multiple system failures. Kazakhstan. Alleged shoot-down. On December 25, 2024, an Azerbaijan Airlines plane was reportedly shot down over Kazakhstan, killing 38 people. This incident has raised serious questions about the safety of civilian aircraft near combat zones and the potential risks of electronic warfare systems. Possible causes: technical malfunctions. The Air Canada incident highlights the critical role of proper maintenance and the potential for mechanical failures. Landing gear issues, while rare, can lead to dangerous situations if not addressed promptly. Environmental factors. In the South Korean crash, investigators are considering the possibility of bird strikes causing engine failures. While bird strikes are common, it's unusual for them to result in such catastrophic outcomes, suggesting that multiple systems may have been compromised. Human error and decision-making. The high-speed landing attempt in South Korea raises questions about pilot decision-making under stress. It's crucial to understand what information was available to the crew and why they chose to attempt a landing under such conditions. Geopolitical tensions. The incident in Kazakhstan underscores the dangers of operating civilian aircraft near conflict zones. The alleged involvement of Russian air defenses highlights the need for clear protocols and communication to prevent tragic mistakes. 1. Implications for aviation safety. These incidents serve as a stark reminder of the ongoing challenges in aviation safety. They underscore the importance of rigorous maintenance protocols, comprehensive pilot training for emergency situations, clear international guidelines for civilian flights near conflict zones, continuous improvement in aircraft design and safety systems. As investigations continue, the aviation industry must learn from these tragedies to prevent future incidents and restore public confidence in air travel. In conclusion, while it may seem that airplanes are falling from the sky at an alarming rate, it's important to remember that air travel remains one of the safest forms of transportation. However, these recent events demand thorough investigation and proactive measures to ensure that such clusters of incidents do not recur in the future. Multiple stories on aviation disasters around the world, including one in Canada, South Korea, seeing one of the country's worst aviation disasters in Kazakhstan. An Airlines plane was shut down allegedly by Russia. Hassan Shahi, President and CEO of the Flight Safety Foundation, discuss this further. Let's start with Halifax. Part of an Air Canada flight caught fire, evacuating the plane and closing down the airport for about 90 minutes. All right, now, another news coming is from the aviation sector, where Air Canada Flight 2259 made a dramatic landing at the Halifax Sandfield International Airport in Canada. The incident was reported on the night of 28th of December, after a broken landing gear caused the wing to scrape the runway, igniting a fire. Many uncertainties, as you can imagine, still surround what's sadly the deadliest aircraft crash in South Korea. I'm pretty shocked, actually, because whatever happened to the airplane, which meant that the pilot couldn't get the flaps and gear down for the landing, was not actually what caused the death of the passengers, the transport. Min is quite right. The runway didn't cause this accident. Something happened to the airplane. It disabled it. I think it lost hydraulics. They couldn't get the gear down, overran the runway, and hit the wall at the end. After 3 days of silence, Russian President Vladimir Putin today apologized to Azerbaijan for the Christmas Day crash of a passenger jet over Russian airspace. Emergency officials in South Korea are now confirming that only 2 of the 181 people on board survived a plane crash. That plane skirted off the runway, crashed, and burst into flames. Families of passengers on board the plane listened as public health officials read the names of the identified victims in the crash. Loved ones are now demanding answers as to what caused this devastating incident. This crash happened just after 9 a.m. local time. There you can see where that airport is, in the southern part of the country. The flight originated in Bangkok. Part of an Air Canada flight caught fire, evacuating the plane and closing down the airport for about 90 minutes. What are your thoughts on this? The aircraft skidded down the runway, and part of it caught fire. A passenger on board described the event and said that the plane started to tilt to the left, and as that happened, we heard a loud noise, almost like a crash, as the wing scraped along the pavement. The airline issued a statement and said that the passengers did not seem to suffer any life-threatening injuries but were quite shaken up. What it looks like, this was a D-hand aircraft that had issues with one of its landing gears. It landed and the aircraft caught fire, but thankfully there were no injuries at this point. The investigators will be looking at to what exactly happened with this flight, and in particular looking into the landing gear failure. The data will be collected, and they'll be looking at the evidence, and will determine what exactly happened. Is this a likely malfunction at this point? The investigation is ongoing. It is not clear exactly why the landing gear failed. They'll be looking at the information, the data, and the maintenance history on this aircraft, and will determine the likely cause. To South Korea, now 179 people are dead after a plane crash while attempting to land. And that's what a lot of people are saying. They can't understand why this airplane was landed on that runway at that speed with no flaps, with no gear. There might have been something else involved. But a bird strike on an engine might shut an engine down, but there's so many redundant systems there. It just doesn't make sense. So we're not going to speculate. We're in the dark here, but we know this. The runway is 9,200 feet. It's a very long runway. It did come in hot and hot and fast. We don't know why. That was the real issue. That airplane was probably damaged more than we think. And it may not have been just the bird strike. There might have been other things that happened to that airplane. We don't know. But it's very strange to have that airplane land that hot on a runway. It's 9,200 feet, to the point where it literally was still going pretty strong when it hit that wall. But it's your understanding that they didn't at all. They had two engine failures, potentially due to bird strike, and then attempted the landing. Yes, that's correct. And so there's some speculation that the landing gear may have malfunctioned as well. But in your view, is this just everything happening too quickly for the pilots to react, or how could this have happened? Well, one of the other critical factors here is that the air traffic control data that's sent from the aircraft, it's called ADS-B. It's the thing that everybody watches on flight radar. All that data ends up to night radar, and you can see where aircraft are that was turned off at 900 feet, just after the bird strike. Now, when I say turned off, it ceased transmission, so that indicates there were possible multiple electrical failures resulting from this multiple bird strike. Therefore, the pilots were possibly dealing with a cascading series of electrical failures, possibly hydraulic failures. They may not have had a chance. if they had a problem with the undercarriage to crank it down, because if they had a dual engine failure, then they would have simply obviously had to land as best they can in Kazakhstan. An Iran Airlines plane was shot down on December 25, 2024, killing 38 people. The plane repeatedly tried to make its landing before it diverted and crashed in the country. Russian air defenses were operating in the area. What are the protocols regarding civilian aircrafts near a combat zone? As investigators come through the crash site where the passenger plane went down, a stunning statement from the Kremlin. Today, Russian President Vladimir Putin apologizing but not taking responsibility for the crash. Several airlines, including those from Air Dubai and Israel's main carrier L, have now suspended flights to Russia. A lot of questions, not too many answers at this point, but speculation is mounting as to what caused this crash in the first place. Now that source telling Reuters that the plane's communications were paralyzed by electronic warfare systems on the approach into gray area, but adds no one claims that it was done on purpose. While Russia's aviation watchdog, they claim that the plane diverted because of a bird strike. Being struck by a bird could cause this much of a disaster. Typically, no. This really happens rarely. This kind of a disaster, bird strikes, do happen around the world. And in particular, the investigators will be looking as to why the aircraft landed without any landing gear. Could have had a bird strike in the right engine. Could have had a bird strike in the cockpit window, which actually penetrated the window, even though I don't think the plane was flying fast enough for that to happen, which could count maybe for some cockpit confusion by the flight crew. But this is a bit of an enigma. We have to wait to see what all the data shows. A disturbing series of aviation incidents in the final days of 2024 has raised serious concerns about air travel safety and left aviation experts searching for answers. From Canada to South Korea and Kazakhstan, multiple serious incidents have occurred in rapid succession, prompting investigations and leading to widespread anxiety about air travel safety. A string of troubling incidents. Tragedy in the skies. December 2024's aviation disasters. December 2024 has been a devastating month for the aviation industry, with multiple plane crashes around the world claiming over **250 lives, and raising serious concerns about aviation safety. Here's a look at some of the most tragic incidents. Halifax incident. Air Canada Flight 2259. On the night of December 28th, Air Canada Flight 2259 made a dramatic landing at Halifax Stanfield International Airport. A broken landing gear caused the wing to scrape the runway, igniting a fire. The airport was closed for about 90 minutes as the plane was evacuated. Fortunately, there were no life-threatening injuries reported, but passengers were understandably shaken up. South Korea's worst aviation disaster. In South Korea, the Jeju Air Flight 2216 crash at Muan International Airport on December 29th has been labeled as one of the country's worst aviation disasters. The Boeing 737-800, returning from Bangkok, experienced a failure in its front landing gear, causing it to skid off the runway and collide with a concrete barrier. The resulting fire claimed **177 lives, with only 2 survivors. Authorities are investigating the mechanical failure that led to this tragedy. Kazakhstan's Aran Airlines incident. On December 25th, an Aran Airlines plane was shot down over Kazakhstan, killing *38 people The plane repeatedly attempted to land before diverting and crashing. Russian air defenses were operating in the area at the time, and Russian President Vladimir Putin has since apologized to Azerbaijan for the incident. Several airlines, including Air Dubai and Israel's main carrier, have suspended flights to Russia. Other incidents. Other notable crashes in December include a private plane crash in Brazil, that killed 10 members of a family, a chartered flight crash in Papua New Guinea, asterisk asterisk and a asterisk asterisk Bombardier Challenger 300 crash in Argentina asterisk asterisk. Each of these incidents has prompted investigations into the causes and potential safety improvements. The aviation industry is now under intense scrutiny as authorities and experts work to understand the failures and prevent future tragedies. Families of the victims are demanding answers, and the world watches closely as investigations continue. What are your thoughts on these incidents? Do you think there should be more stringent safety protocols? Air Canada's Halifax emergency. On December 28, 2024, Air Canada Flight 2259 experienced a harrowing landing at Halifax Stanfield International Airport. The aircraft suffered a landing gear malfunction that caused its wing to scrape along the runway, igniting a fire. While the incident forced a 90-minute airport closure, quick action by the crew led to a successful evacuation, with no life-threatening injuries reported. According to passenger accounts, the aircraft began tilting to the left during landing, followed by a loud crash as the wing made contact with the pavement. The incident, while frightening for those involved, demonstrated the effectiveness of emergency protocols and crew training in preventing loss of life. South Korea's devastating crash. In what stands as one of South Korea's worst aviation disasters, a passenger aircraft crashed while attempting to land, resulting in 179 fatalities. Only 2 of the 181 people aboard survived the catastrophic incident. The circumstances surrounding this crash are particularly puzzling, as the aircraft approached the runway at an unusually high speed without deployed flaps or landing gear. Aviation experts have identified several critical factors that may have contributed to this tragedy. Multiple bird strikes potentially causing dual-engine failures, a cascade of electrical system failures, the cessation of the aircraft's automatic dependent surveillance broadcast, ADSB, data at 900 feet altitude, possible hydraulic system failures affecting critical control surfaces. The 200-foot runway should have provided ample space for landing, making the high-speed approach and subsequent crash even more perplexing to investigators. The Kazakhstan incident, aviation in conflict zones. Perhaps the most geopolitically significant incident occurred on December 25, 2024, when an Iran Airlines plane was allegedly shot down over Kazakhstan, resulting in 38 fatalities. After 3 days of silence, Russian President Vladimir Putin issued an apology to Azerbaijan, though notably without accepting responsibility for the incident. This event has had immediate repercussions across the aviation industry. Multiple carriers, including those from Iran, Dubai, and Israel, have suspended flights to Russia. Questions have emerged about the effectiveness of protocols for civilian aircraft near combat zones. Reports suggest the aircraft's communications were compromised by electronic warfare systems. Understanding the pattern. These incidents, while seemingly unrelated, highlight several crucial areas of concern in modern aviation. Technical vulnerabilities. The recurring theme of landing gear failures and electrical system malfunctions suggests potential areas for industry-wide safety reviews. The South Korean incident, in particular, demonstrates how multiple system failures can create catastrophic situations that overwhelm even redundant safety systems. Human factors. In each case, flight crews faced complex emergency situations requiring split-second decision-making. The contrasting outcomes from the successful evacuation in Halifax to the tragedy in South Korea underscore the critical importance of emergency response training and protocols. Geopolitical risks. The Kazakhstan incident brings into sharp focus the growing risks to civilian aviation in regions of political tension. The alleged use of electronic warfare systems against civilian aircraft represents a particularly troubling development that demands international attention. Industry response and future implications. Aviation authorities worldwide are launching investigations into these incidents, while airlines and manufacturers are reviewing their safety protocols. The clustering of these events at the end of 2024 has led to increased scrutiny of aircraft maintenance procedures, pilot training for multiple system failures, protocols for civilian flights near conflict zones, emergency response procedures, communication systems, reliability, looking forward. While aviation remains one of the safest forms of travel, these incidents serve as a stark reminder of the constant vigilance required to maintain that safety record. The aviation industry's response to these events will be crucial in preventing similar incidents in the future. Key areas requiring immediate attention include strengthening international protocols for civilian aircraft in conflict zones, enhancing redundancy in critical aircraft systems, improving real-time data transmission and monitoring capabilities, updating pilot training programs to address multiple simultaneous system failures. As investigations continue and more details emerge, the aviation industry faces the challenge of maintaining public confidence while implementing necessary safety improvements. The lessons learned from these tragic events will likely influence aviation safety protocols for years to come. For now, the industry must focus on transparent investigation processes and clear communication with the public about steps being taken to prevent similar incidents in the future. The clustering of these events at the end of 2024 serves as a sobering reminder that aviation safety requires constant vigilance, innovation, and international cooperation. A wave of air disasters, a troubling end to 2024. The close of 2024 was marred by a series of devastating aviation incidents, raising serious concerns about air travel safety across the globe. From a fiery incident in Canada to a tragic crash in South Korea and the chilling downing of an aircraft in Kazakhstan, these events have sent shockwaves through the aviation industry and the global community. A close call in Canada. The year began with a close call in Halifax, Canada, where an Air Canada flight experienced a terrifying ordeal. A broken landing gear caused the wing to scrape the runway, igniting a fire. While a swift evacuation prevented any major injuries, the incident served as a stark reminder of the inherent risks associated with air travel. South Korea, a devastating loss. The aviation world was then met with the tragic news of a plane crash in South Korea, claiming the lives of 179 passengers. This incident, one of the deadliest in the country's history, has left investigators scrambling for answers. Preliminary reports suggest the aircraft may have attempted to land at an excessive speed without proper gear deployment, raising critical questions about pilot decision-making and potential mechanical failures. The shadow of geopolitical conflict. Adding to the growing anxieties within the aviation sector, an Azerbaijan Airlines plane was allegedly shot down over Kazakhstani airspace on Christmas Day. This incident, which resulted in 38 fatalities, has cast a long shadow over international air travel, particularly in regions affected by geopolitical tensions. The Kremlin's apology, while acknowledging the tragic loss of life, has done little to quell concerns about the safety of civilian aircraft operating in conflict zones. Analysis and concerns. These incidents have highlighted several crucial concerns. Mechanical failures. The Air Canada incident underscores the importance of rigorous aircraft maintenance and inspections. The South Korean crash raises serious questions about potential mechanical malfunctions, including issues with landing gear, hydraulic systems, and engine performance. Pilot decision-making. The South Korean crash highlights the critical role of pilot judgment and decision-making during emergencies. Investigating the factors that may have led to the ill-fated landing attempt is crucial to prevent similar tragedies. Aviation safety in conflict zones. The downing of the Azerbaijan Airlines plane underscores the urgent need for robust protocols and international cooperation to protect civilian aircraft in conflict zones. Data integrity and technological advancements. The South Korean crash also emphasizes the critical role of real-time flight data in understanding and preventing accidents. Improvements in data transmission and analysis are crucial for enhancing aviation safety. The human cost. Beyond the immediate loss of life, these disasters have a profound impact on families, communities, and the broader aviation industry. The first incident covered is Air Canada Flight 2259, which experienced a malfunction that led to a fire upon landing at Halifax Stanfield International Airport. The malfunction involved a broken landing gear that caused the wing to scrape along the runway, igniting a fire. Fortunately, the evacuation was successful, and there were no life-threatening injuries reported among the passengers, although they were understandably shaken. In contrast, the situation in South Korea is far more tragic, as a plane crash resulted in the deaths of 179 people. The aircraft reportedly landed at high speed without deploying its flaps or landing gear, leading to speculation about the events that preceded the crash. Investigators are exploring the possibility of multiple failures, including potential bird strikes that could have caused engine malfunctions. The video also discusses the broader implications of these disasters, including the need for thorough investigations into the causes of such incidents and the protocols for civilian aircraft operating near conflict zones. The conversation further touches upon the Russian president's apology regarding the downing of a passenger jet and the subsequent suspension of air travel to Russia by several airlines, highlighting the complex dynamics of aviation safety in politically tense areas. Air Canada Flight Incident. Air Canada Flight 2259 caught fire while landing in Halifax due to broken landing gear, prompting a successful evacuation. South Korea plane crash. Asterisk. A catastrophic crash in South Korea resulted in 179 fatalities, raising questions about the aircraft's landing speed and maneuverability. Mechanical malfunctions. Investigators are examining the possibility of mechanical failures, such as landing gear and hydraulic issues, that may have contributed to the accidents. International aviation concerns. The incident involving the Azerbaijan Airlines plane being shot down by Russian forces underscores the risks to civilian aircraft in conflict zones. Emergency protocols. The video discusses the importance of protocols and safety measures for commercial flights, especially during emergencies. Ongoing investigations. Both incidents are under investigation, with authorities gathering data to determine the exact causes and contributing factors. Impact on airlines. Following the crash incidents, several airlines have suspended flights to Russia, reflecting the heightened concerns over aviation safety. Investigation complexity. The complexity of investigating aviation disasters is heightened by technological failures. In the South Korean crash, the aircraft's automatic data transmission ceased, indicating potential electrical or hydraulic failures that hindered the pilot's responses. This situation exemplifies how critical real-time data is for understanding the events leading to an accident. Human impact of aviation disasters. The emotional toll on families and communities affected by aviation disasters cannot be overstated. The public outcry for answers following the South Korean crash highlights the human element behind statistical data, emphasizing the need for accountability and transparency in aviation safety. Regulatory implications. The discussions surrounding inadequate landing protocols and mechanical failures raise questions about regulatory oversight in aviation. As incidents like these occur, regulatory bodies may need to reassess and strengthen safety regulations to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Civil aviation in conflict zones. The The incident involving the Azerbaijan Airlines plane raises critical questions about the safety of civilian air travel in conflict zones. The need for well-defined protocols and international cooperation to safeguard civilian aircraft becomes increasingly crucial in light of these events. Cascading failures, asterisk. The notion of cascading failures in aviation systems, where one failure leads to another, emerges as a significant concern in both discussed incidents. Understanding how multiple system failures can occur simultaneously is essential for improving aircraft design and pilot training. Data analysis for safety improvements, asterisk. The importance of thorough data analysis from flight recorders and maintenance logs is highlighted. By examining past incidents and identifying patterns, the aviation industry can implement preventative measures to enhance flight safety. Global aviation safety culture, asterisk. The video underscores the need for a robust global aviation safety culture, where information sharing and learning from past mistakes are prioritized. Such a culture is vital for fostering improvements in safety protocols and technology across the industry. Looking ahead, these recent tragedies serve as stark reminders of the inherent risks associated with air travel. A thorough and transparent investigation into each incident is crucial to identify the root causes and implement necessary corrective measures. The aviation industry must prioritize safety and continuously strive to improve safety protocols, enhance aircraft technology, and foster a culture of vigilance and learning from past mistakes. In summary, the video encapsulates the urgent need for enhanced safety measures, thorough investigations, and the emotional ramifications of aviation disasters. By learning from these tragedies, the aviation industry can strive toward a safer future for all passengers.